Hey guys, this is Coop from GarageGymReviews.com, and today I'm reviewing the best power bar under $200. Let's get into it. So right now the power bar that we recommend for most people is the Rogue Ohio Power Bar. It comes in various prices due to whatever the coating is or whatever the shaft is. So anywhere from like 265 bucks for a raw power bar all the way up to 300 something for a kilogram stainless steel version. And they're actually gonna come out with stainless steel sleeves. At least that's what Bill Henniger's been hinting at on Instagram. But for some people, that's still more than they'd like to pay. So some people would like a barbell that's cheaper than that. And I completely get it. Is there a reason to spend more than that if you can get something that's pretty close to as good if you're just gonna be training in your garage? I'd say so. So the barbell that I'm talking about today, and the one that I think really is probably one of the best value power bars that's out there, is a new bar that I just received. I've had a few workouts with it, and that is the Bells of Steel Raw Power Bar. The Bells of Steel Raw Power Bar comes in at $197. That doesn't include shipping, but they now have a US shipping depot, so it's gonna be cheaper to ship to the US. They're based out of Canada. A lot of people in Canada are constantly emailing me or DMing me and saying, you need to check these guys out. Happy to get one of those in. I also have a combo rack that I'm gonna be doing a review on. But this bar for the price is outstanding. First off, it's got really good specs. So it's 210,000 PSI tensile strength steel. It's got bronze bushings. It's raw, so that means it doesn't have any shaft coating, which means that it's going to corrode really quickly. So those of you in a garage gym that don't like rust on your bars, you're not gonna like this bar. But for those of you that don't mind them getting a nice patina brown over them, you're gonna like this bar. Me personally, I like having a shaft coating, or really ideally I like stainless steel, but you're not gonna get a stainless steel bar, at least that's very high quality, for this price. It won't even come close. It's got a unique collar design that's thinner. I'm gonna talk about that in a moment, but overall the specs, it's a great bar, okay? Now, to the preference side, the knurling is honestly pretty close to a Rogue Ohio Power Bar. In fact, I would not be surprised if what they did was send a Rogue Ohio Power Bar over to China, because these are manufactured overseas, but sent one and said, hey, we'd like a knurling like this, because from the looks of it, when I get close to it and I compare it to a Rogue Ohio Power Bar, it's super similar. It's got like that, basically, they do one pass where it's deep, and there's like basically tall crowns, and then they chop the heads off of them. Chris Duffin has given this type of knurl a name. It's the Volcano. So I call it the same. It's a volcanic type knurl because it kind of looks like a volcano. It's got the tips chopped off of them. But it's an aggressive knurl, but one that grips and doesn't rip. So it's something that I think a lot of people are gonna like, because the Ohio Power Bar, in my opinion, has some of my favorite knurl. The Kabuki Strength Power Bar is pretty similar, but it's a little bit finer of a knurl. It just depends on preference. I think they're very similar. But for the price, the fact that this has that good of knurl is great. It also comes with a center knurl that on mine is more passive. Now, I will say this, you kind of get what you pay for. So don't expect this bar to be absolutely perfect. Understand that, one, it has no coating, so it's going to patina over time. It's gonna rust. Mine is already getting rust, and I've had it for a couple weeks now. But something I noticed is the knurling isn't as uniform as a bar that you'd pay more for, okay? When you pay more for a barbell, you know, you expect it to be tight in all areas. There not be much slop on the sleeves. You expect the knurling to be uniform. There not to be any double track knurling, to stop and start, you know, evenly, and kind of just be perfect overall. This bar isn't that way. So for instance, the center knurl, on the left side of the center knurl, it's practically like almost not there, okay? Like it's super passive. And then on the right side of the center knurl, it's deep, and almost so deep that it's similar to the knurl on the outside. Now, is that just on my bar? I wouldn't think so. I would assume that this isn't just a mistake and they sent me a mistake. I'm probably not the person they'd want to send a mistake to, because I'm telling you about it. But that said, is it a big enough issue to prevent me from recommending it? No, I don't think it's that big of an issue. If it was a $50 more or $100 more bar, I would definitely say something about it and I would definitely make a bigger issue of it. But for this price point, it's not that big of a deal, especially because it's a center knurl. It's just sitting on your back and it's going to grip just fine. Now the outer knurls, I see some variation there. It's definitely not as consistent as some other bars that are more expensive, but at the same time, it's not something that you're really going to notice when in use, okay? So it has a 29mm shaft. That's typical of power bars these days. You look at the Rogue Ohio power bar, 29mm, the Kabuki strength power bar, 29mm. I believe the Eleiko is 29mm. Most of what you see in competition is going to be 29mm. Has the IPF standard knurl marks. One thing that is unique about this bar though is the collar that's on the sleeve. So the collar is much thinner than usual. What that's going to do is that's going to allow the plates to sit further up against the bar. That should lead to the bar being a little bit more stiff. It should also allow you to add more weight to it. I don't know if anybody's really, if they're using calibrated plates or ever running out of room on a bar. I don't think that happens. But if you're somebody who's using like high temps, you may be able to fit like another 25 or another 10-pounder on there, which is something that, you know, may be of benefit to you. That said, because the collar is thinner and the plates are closer to the center of the shaft, that also means they're closer to the squat rack upright. So when you re-rack the bar, you're more likely to hit the rack with your plates. I didn't notice that to be a huge issue. Now, I was using this on both my Sorenex Base Camp, which has a 47-inch outside diameter, or 47-inch outside depth, and then the R3, which has a 47-inch outside depth as well. If you're using this on an RML rack or a Rogue Monster rack that has 49 inches on the outside, you're probably going to notice it a little bit more. But again, is that something that makes me hesitant to recommend this to you? No. So in addition to that, it has brass.
A few moments later.
So in addition to that, it has brass bushings. Okay, these are basically the industry standard. They should hold up well, it spins well. There's some slop in the sleeve, but nothing too crazy. Has a nice little end cap on it. And overall, I mean, it's a great bar, okay? I highly recommend this bar for you that want a budget power bar, okay? Is this as good as the Rogue Ohio power bar? No. But it's cheaper, okay? And because it's cheaper, if we were to look at just the overall value of the bars, I would say they're actually, you know, getting close to being somewhat similar. Rogue's gonna have a better warranty, they're gonna service it better, their shipping's probably gonna be better, there's not gonna be as many issues, things like that, but you're paying 197 bucks for a bar like this. 5 years ago, we would have never expected this. 10 years ago, they would have laughed at you, okay? So this is an awesome bar, highly recommend it. Bells of Steel. You can get it in both Canada and the US. Check it out. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think, if this is a bar that, you know, for that price point is something you're looking for. I know we have a lot of people that are looking to build their home gyms either for the first time or they just want another budget bar. This is a great option. This has been Coop from GarageGymReviews.com. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Peace.